Let's make a clear distinction right away that we're talking about two different people. The people who are following an avoidance diet because they must, and the people who are following a vegan diet because they want to. Hi and welcome to the channel. My name is Tassos Koidis and I'm a lecturer in food science and nutrition. Remember that if you have a food allergy, to eggs for example, your body, the immune system in your body, essentially is fighting back against the egg proteins that you just ate. This fight within your body can give you several symptoms, ranging from mild, for example, skin rash or hive or swelling, to serious, such as trouble breathing. And this can cause you harm. In its most severe way, the reaction can turn to anaphylaxis, which can lead to even death. Gluten-free diet is a special case and is related to a condition called celiac disease. This is an autoimmune condition where it's caused by reaction to gluten, a mixture of proteins found in cereals, the bread flour of wheat, barley, and rye. If it goes unchecked, this condition is attacking the lining of your gut, making it very hard to absorb nutrients. And by doing so, over time, it will give you health problems because you cannot absorb the foods that you normally have to absorb. Now, avoidance diet can be followed also by people with food intolerances. Now, you will say, what is a food intolerance? If you are a food intolerant, you develop certain symptoms such as vomiting, itching, whenever you're consuming different foods. And this is caused in the digestion system. So it's a matter of digestion more than a matter of the immune system. And very clear distinction between the two. As an example, if you are lactose intolerant, drinking milk will cause you to bloat and cause you pains in the abdominal area because you lack the enzymes that are supposed to break down lactose into simple sugars in your gut. This, however, is never life-threatening because it's not related to the autoimmune system, it's related to the digestion. But it's still such an inconvenience if you are a food intolerant. So let's make a clear distinction right away that we're talking about two different people. The people who are following an avoidance diet because they must, and the people who are following a vegan diet because they want to. So where is the problem then? The problem lies that both the public and sometimes the food service industry, they think that the vegan meals are supposed to be free from milk, for example, or other allergens or other types of ingredients that are causing food allergy to people who are following a free-from diet. And this is major here. This is a major difference. So let's break it down. If you have a vegan meal, in this case green lentils with pasta and maybe some sort of sauce that imitates bolognese, that is supposed to be replacing a bolognese meal, is this free from animal-based allergens? Is this free from eggs? Is this free from peanuts, for example, or any other milk, for example, or any other type of allergens that can cause problems? The answer is no. Why it isn't? It goes down to how exactly food products are produced nowadays. We are talking about factory design, about raw materials, ingredients, about machinery, and the operators. And all of this system is working in a way that it doesn't prevent what is called cross-contamination. So an allergen perhaps flying from one part of the factory to the other. This is the problem, that there are parallel production lines in the factories that are not supposed to be working in the principle of the food avoidance foods have, because they are very different. They are produced in a different factory, in different sets of conditions, in different, perhaps even rules about the personnel and what they should wear and what they should have, gloves or anything like that. All of these are very different in a food production, a normal, a standard food production, and a food production which is targeted for free-from foods. This is why free-from foods are generally more expensive. Now, the vegan meals were never designed as such. It wasn't part of the plan. It wasn't part of the production, okay? That's why they generally lack that minimum threshold that will qualify them as free-from foods. But the public doesn't know it. The vegan meals are simply made to fulfill the customer need for better, healthier, greener diet, I guess, and want to avoid animal products, not to be given to food hypersensitive people, including those who will have a food allergy. These vegan meals almost certainly contain traces of eggs, of fish, of milk, depending on the case, in levels sufficient which can cause an allergic reaction to food hypersensitive consumers. And if the business which is selling those foods, the retailers, the food stands, the restaurants, the food delivery service, doesn't know that, it doesn't declare the presence of these allergens in the package, well, then we have a problem, because they should display it in the menus, in the restaurant, or wherever, so that the consumer can make informed choices. So there is a massive risk. And if you will ask again, why on earth would a vegan meal contain allergens, either animal-based allergens or other types of allergens? Well, that's simple. Imagine this analogy in your own kitchen. You are first cutting a raw piece of meat with a knife, and then you are using the same knife to cut, for example, a salad, a ready-to-eat food. You just contaminated the salad, which is not going to have any heat treatment, and you're going to consume it right away, with the bacteria of the raw meat. That is what cross-contamination is. Now, this analogy can be transferred into the food production area. When some allergens can fly away, let's say, can be transferred mechanically to other places in the factory, using machinery, using even air, and can arrive into meals that are not supposed to contain these allergens. This cross-contamination, even in low levels, can happen in the factory. And even before that, deriving from the raw materials used to make the vegan food meal is enough to pose a health risk to the people who are following an avoidance diet, because it will be milligrams, very, very small quantity, but the thing is that their body is sensitive to small quantities anyway to cause an allergic reaction. We're talking about milligrams here, or even less sometimes, of the allergen protein, which is going to cause you problems. And if you want to know the implications of food allergens and why we should not underestimate them, do check my last video shown in the link above, where I describe how easy it is for somebody to die from food mislabeling, in this case a sandwich, taken from the airport shop. Since then, some of you pointed me in testimonies on Twitter and elsewhere, showing actually evidence of bad practices in the food industry even today, and the food service industry especially, which are continuing actually to this day. If you want to learn more, see the information in the description of this video. But if we're talking about somebody who is food intolerant, well, this is different because their condition is not going to be affected by the small amount of allergens in a vegan meal, for example. That's a different story. This is the point here that I wanted to make. The fact that we have to be aware of that, and there is a potential risk around vegan meals and people who are following an avoidance diet. And I know that people with allergies, they're not naive, and they will actively seek for information, they will read all the food packages, and they will be very well aware of that. But it's not always the case, and some people are not. That's why the law should protect them. So there you have it. Food scientist explains misconception between free from foods and vegan foods. If this video was helpful, please share it with somebody with a food intolerance or a food allergy. And next time you're out, take care of the environment that you have. The environment of your kitchen, the environment of your dining place, and if you're around food sensitive or food intolerant people. Full disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, so if you are seeking medical advice, please speak to your doctor and deal with issues around food allergies. If this video was helpful for you and if you liked it, please leave a like, comment if you can, ask me anything around what you have seen, and also consider subscribing for more quality content down the line. Thanks a lot guys, and see you in the next video.